Good morning, first grade scholars. Miss Rossi here. Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. You might be thinking, whoa, Miss Rossi has a new background to her videos, and you would be correct. If you think you know where I am right now, say it out loud. Some of you might recognize our kiddie table. This is our guided reading corner in University of Chicago. That is where Miss Rossi is right now. So I want to show you, I want to give you a little sneak peek of what our classroom looks like right now. If you are a DePaul scholar, your classroom also looks like this. And so I'm going to show you this for just a second. Here is University of Chicago right now, friends. Ms. Rossi is taking the posters off the wall. We're packing up the chairs. We're cleaning out your desks. We put away our toys. We put away our guided reading books and our wit and wisdom books and our math things. And so this is what our classroom looks like right now. And I want you to know that we miss having you in it. We really miss having you here. But I am going to teach from our kidney table because that's where I would normally teach you friends guided reading, okay? So we're going to get started today from University of Chicago, and I'm so excited. Maybe tomorrow I'll do my video from DePaul. You're gonna have to stay tuned and see. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our learning. We have a brain who is lifting weights because we are going to grow our brains today. Miss Rossi is at Great Lakes Academy, and I am feeling motivated. I am feeling like I want to show some endurance today, and I'm going to do my best job. And I know you can too, so we can get those brains ready for second grade. All right, friends, today we're making inferences. Today we're making and an inference is a guess. An inference is and we need two things to make an inference. I want you to pause your video and tell me what two things we need to make an inference now. We need text, evidence, and schema. And schema is what you know. Schema is what you know. And we have a sentence stem that we can use to make an inference, to make a guess about the text. Let's read our sentence stem together. Take your finger, put it underneath the first word. We're reading together on 2, 1, 2. In the story, I read blank, so that makes me think blank. Nice job. That is our sentence stem to answer our inferential questions. We also were talking about character change. We're talking about, now remember, we have this hand motion to remind us that character change. Pretend like you're looking in the mirror, you're a character in the book. But then you flip it because something changes you in the story. So maybe in the beginning, you're really, really happy, but then you flip it and then maybe something worries you or something makes you sad. That is called a character change. That is called a good. And so when we talk about character changes, we talk about what happens in the beginning of the story. We talk about what happens and we talk about what happens at the end of the story. We talk about what happens at and when a character changes from beginning of the story to the end of the story, we have a character change. We have so here you can see my little avatar in this picture, my little video game character. I'm changing her hair, her clothes, maybe her skin. Those are things that could change, but we're thinking more about emotions. So maybe this girl is starting happy and then she gets frustrated. That is a character change. And today in our story, we're going to read a book called I'm Kind to Me. In this book, our character's name is Cody. Our character's name is, and in this story, Cody starts out really, really worried about something. And then he changes in our story and something magical happens at the end. So we're going to get started reading I'm Kind to Me, and we're going to think about our character change. All right, friends, let's go ahead and get started. Pause your video and read through these pages now. Nice job, friends. I want you to make sure you're reading through the words. You should be. Good, friends. Go ahead and pause your video and read these 2 pages now. Awesome job, friends. Let's go ahead and pause your video and read through these 2 pages now. Ooh, I wonder who's reading through the different character names that we have. I know that we're not guessing or making things up. We're too smart for that. We're almost second graders now. All right, friends, go ahead and pause your video and read through these 2 pages now. Nice endurance. This is getting juicy. Here we go. Friends, pause your video and read through these 2 pages now. Awesome job, friends. Pause your video and read through these 2 pages now. Nice job reading through those words. I'm so proud of you. Let's go ahead and pause your video and read through the last 2 pages now. Oh, I know that we're doing such a good job at reading. Excellent job. I'm so proud of your growth and your endurance. All right, here we go. Get ready for some questions. Why was Cody worried at the beginning of the story? Why was Cody worried? Go ahead and pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Cody was worried because the school musical was a few days away. It's right from the text. He was worried. Show me your worried face. Yeah, he was worried. Let's see. We have a character feelings chart. I wonder if we have worried on here. I'll be so proud of myself. Yay, Miss Frosty. All right, so friends, you got to look closely. Worried. That's one of our vocab words that we learned this year. And you're kind of like this. You're a little bit worried. So Cody is worried because the spring musical is happening really, really soon. What was the problem that Cody had? What was Cody's problem? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Cody kept making mistakes in his solo. Now, at the back of the book, our glossary tells us that his solo is when he's doing something by himself. So it's his special part of the musical. But he kept making mistakes. He kept messing it up. So let's see what happens next. What happened when Cody practiced with Mr. Jackson? What happened when Cody practiced with Mr. Jackson? Go ahead and pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that his voice shook and he sang some of the wrong notes. Uh-oh, he was messing it up. And Mr. Jackson said, don't worry, that's why we practiced. Nice job. What did Cody say to Lily when she kept messing up? What did Cody say to Lily when she kept messing up? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Cody said, don't worry, that's why we practice. Where did Cody hear that from? Where did Cody hear those words from? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I see that Mr. Jackson said to Cody, that's why we practice. And so Cody said to his friend Lily, don't worry, that's why we practice. Nice job using your text evidence, friends. Nice job. What mistake was Marco making? What mistake did Marco make in the text? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Marco kept forgetting the words. And what did Cody say to Marco when he kept forgetting the words? Pause your video and answer that question now. He said again, don't worry, that's why we practiced. Nice job. How did Cody feel about his solo? How did Cody feel about his solo? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Cody thought he sounded terrible. So let's use our schema. So if you think you sound terrible, do you think you're happy? Do you think you're disappointed? Yeah, so in the story, I read that Cody thought he sounded terrible. So that makes me think that he was disappointed or upset about the way that he sounded. Nice job. Good inferential question. We know that he thinks he sounds terrible, so we're guessing about how he feels about his performance. Nice job. Let's go into the next page. What did Mr. Jackson say to them before they gathered or what did Mr. Jackson say at the last practice? What did Mr. Jackson say? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that Mr. Jackson said, just do your best and have fun. Oh, I love that. Have you ever heard someone at Great Lakes Academy tell you to just do your best? Yep, Miss Cherney, Miss Javity, Miss Marsh, and Miss Rossi, we always tell you, just do your best. As long as you are trying as hard as you can, you are doing a great job, okay? Why wasn't Cody sure that he was going to be great during the performance? In the story, I see, look at my highlighter, that Cody wasn't so sure that he was going to do great. Why wasn't Cody sure that he was going to do great? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I know that Cody was worried about his performance. So that makes me think that he is nervous or he doesn't think that he's going to do a good job during the performance. Yeah, he's worried about it. He doesn't think he's going to do great. Really nice job. Next page. How was Cody feeling on the night of the show? How did Cody feel on the night of the show? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I see that Cody was nervous. Wow, the text tells us that. We don't have to make any guesses or inferences. Cody was nervous. Great job. Let's go ahead to the next page. How did Cody feel when it was time to start? How did Cody feel when it was time to start the show? Pause your video and answer that question now. Oh, we have lots of text evidence from this one. I see he's sweating. Oh my goodness, use my schema. When I'm sweating and I look like this, I'm probably really nervous or really worried. He also felt sick. In the story I said, I see that he felt sick. That means he might have butterflies in his stomach. He might be feeling a little bit nauseous. So I'm gonna use my schema to think, if I'm sweating and my tummy hurts, he probably feels nervous or worried. Very nervous and very worried. So Cody was very nervous to get on stage. What helped Cody when he got on stage? What helped Cody not be nervous anymore? He thought about something. What did Cody think of to help him not be nervous? Pause your video and answer that question now. He said he remembered what Lily said. And he said, maybe I could be kind to myself too, the way that I was kind to Marco and Lily. So he's about to go on stage and he's thinking, well, if I know Marco and Lily can do it, who else can do it? Me, yeah. So Cody says, I should be kind to myself and tell myself that I can do it also. Wow, I love that. What does Cody do right before he gets on stage? What does Cody do right before he gets on stage? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I see that Cody took a deep breath. Miss Rossi's giving a heart because I love when my scholars take a deep breath. Let's all take a deep breath together right now. Ready? We're just going to breathe in and out. I always feel better when I do that. So Cody took a deep breath and he told himself, you can do this. I want you to right now take a deep breath. Tell yourself you can do this. Pause your video and do that now. Actually, don't pause your video because I'm going to do it with you. Ready? Here we go. You can do this. Pat yourself on the back, tell yourself you can do it because you totally can do it. You are all very smart. Nice job. How did everyone do on the performance? How did the friends do on their performance? Go ahead and pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I read that they all did their best. They sang their best and they danced their best, which means that they were trying as hard as they can, which is all that they could do. Great job. Let's go ahead to the next page. I'm sorry, no, let's go here. Friends, how does Cody feel when he's singing on stage? How does Cody feel when he's singing on stage? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I said that at first his voice shook, and then he said, it's okay, and he closed his eyes and sang. So he was nervous at first, but then he said, it's okay, and let's see what happens. How did Cody do on his show, on his performance? How did Cody do? Pause your video and answer that question now. In the story, I see that everyone clapped. Cody smiled and bowed. So that makes me think, if people are clapping and if you're smiling, how do you think Cody did? He did a really good job. He was proud of himself. He was happy for himself. He was very, very excited that he did a great job on the show. Nice job. Okay, 2 more questions. Next question is, what do you think you can learn from this story? What can you learn? What is our central message? Oh my gosh, Mr. Rossi, are you talking about some wit and wisdom stuff? Oh yes, I am. What is our central message of the story? What is the author trying to teach us? Is the author telling us to not try our best? Is the author telling us to be really nervous? Is the author telling us to be kind to others? What is the author trying to teach us? Pause your video, try your best, and answer that question now. Well, I know that the book is called I'm Kind to Me, and I see at the end of the book, Cody says, it feels good to be kind to me. So that makes me think that the author wants us to be kind to others and ourselves. Whoa. The author wants us to be kind to others. The author wants us to be kind to And the author wants us to be kind to ourselves. The author wants us to be kind to. All right, so go ahead and give yourselves a hug. That's one way to be really kind to yourself. You deserve it. Nice job. My last question, my challenge question. How does Cody change in the story? Watch my hand motions. How does Cody change in the story? Talk about what Cody was like at the beginning of the story, and then talk about what Cody was like at the end of the story. Go ahead and pause your video and tell me how Cody changes in the story. In the beginning of the story, Cody was nervous and worried about his performance. At the end of the story, he told himself that he could do it. He tried his best and did a great job. Ooh, I'm going to do that one more time. In the beginning of the story, Cody was nervous and worried about his performance. But at the end of the story, he tries his best. He tells himself he can do it, and he does a great job in his performance. So we had a character change. We had a nice job, my friends. You guys are crushing it today. Excellent job with your questions and your story. All right, now my last page. Awesome job. We are so proud of you, scholars in DePaul. If you are a DePaul friend, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself 2 claps. You are awesome, DePaul friends. Miss Turney is in your classroom right now cleaning it out. We miss having you in DePaul. We miss seeing all of your faces. University of Chicago, if you are a University of Chicago scholar, give yourself a round of applause. You are awesome also. I am in University of Chicago, and it is not the same in here without you. We love both of you. We miss you, DePaul. We miss you, Chicago. We love you so much. Nice job with your reading. Keep practicing. Don't forget to do all of your work today. I'm going to draw a little heart. We love you, and we'll see you later.